less than 10 minutes. We can start it.
Cannot be missed out, you know. Yes, my gallant escorts. You guys should show some sign of excitement. See you. Everybody see you. When you people were planning it, you didn't know you would cook food. You're supposed to contract food for 3 days. Ya me make interview. So the Hannah right now I'm outside.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, right about now. Everyone now, we are starting. Look at your screen, you will see me. I'm going to identify myself so that I can enter this role within once you come, show your accreditation outside, and then you go inside. In the next 3 minutes, we'll start. I'm the person is already seated. Take note. Thank you very much. I'm here live. I'm here live. So I'm here live. If you are not here, you are missing a lot. Make sure you are here. This remains NACOS Week 2021. And I'm going to take the chapter. Thank you very much. Love you all. I'm going in now. Today is practical. Yesterday is theory. We are ready. Let's do this. Nobody needs to die here.
How I met you. Finn, entertain us. Can they hear?
Register your name, your email address, then thank you very much.
Sign, then you try to
National anthem.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name. In the mighty name of Jesus. Father, King of glory, thank you for the gift of life and health. We thank you for bringing us to this place. Again, Father, we commit the program of today into your hands. May you guide and protect us. May it go peacefully and successfully. At the end of the day, we will have a cause to glorify your name in the mighty name of Jesus. We declare this program open for today in the name of the Father, and of the Son,
how we go to do it.
Sister, the DJ national anthem. 1, 2, go. A round of applause. Put your hands together for yourself. Proceed, sir.
So people take the national anthem. Nobody, how we are going to do competition on 36 state and capital. So warm up. A lot of things today. So ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start now. Another moment. Stand by. Keep the system stand by.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, like we said, we have started now. Just sit down, no moment, relax. Today is practical. Already, today is day 2. You are aware. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen here present most of our senior lecturers and our HODs here in the building. The executives, everybody we are here. Very soon, we are going to recognize them accordingly. But without wasting much of our time, let's start officially.
I ain't never officially. And I have it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I want to present one of our lecturer, also the staff advisor, and the president of the state staff,
Put your hands together, please.
Please put your hands together for him. Put your hands together. Chat.
You're welcome, sir.
One across.
One item.
One across.
One item.
Are we ready for today's event? Are we ready for today's event? All right, I want to start. You see the Lord. The president of the government is
You are not clapping for our HOD. What is your problem? I'll mark your cases. Everybody can push it.
Usually, right after this promise to our person, we have organized today for those and the feedback has promised they are making now. So before the first speaker is done, we are going to get the laptop and connect to it. Sorry.
They are promised us here.
Just joined us today, UPA United Bank for Africa. Today.
Please, if you want to clap for UPA.
I think sometime in the program, we give them an opportunity to come and speak to us, have a wonderful practice on this and every one of us. But UPA will care for you. It's not about UPA, it's about we also have another sponsor sending some of some big items, and I don't technology, right? So the right, and I don't technology sending some these packages. You are going to have them when we get to quiz sections and education sections. We have a lot of things to give out today. No, we don't just talk about what we want. And without wasting much more time, we have an important person to speak to us today. I will invite the former vice president of the department, Madam Joy, can come on stage to read the biography. Come and make a brief comment about Ms. Mika.
Put your hands together for her. She's like
the former vice president of the department. Who will introduce the speaker for us?
Great.
Okay, this speaker is a blockchain technology and cybersecurity, and she has also organized many tech. So, we may not once you see someone, then what I want to say that both ladies and men are now included in the tech. So the other went up and something. So let me introduce or welcome those from Europe. Okay, so
all right, put your hands together for our guest speaker. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Okay, Miss Joy, please, the floor is yours. Can go ahead. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, now I hear you. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it's my turn already. But yeah, hello everyone. Thank you so much, Amma, for the introduction. Hello from Berlin. I'm joining you guys today, and I will be speaking about blockchain technology. First of all, thank you again for inviting me, for having me here. This looks like a very special event, huge also. It's great to see all you guys here coming together in person, but also online. So also hello to everyone that's joining online here. I will be sharing my screen because I have some slides that I want to share with you. Great, and I think this should be seen. So we start here. I have some slides prepared, so I will be talking to you guys about the Web3, what it actually is, and the introduction to Polkadot, which is the specific blockchain technology. And we have 45 minutes, so I will keep it short on my side, half an hour, and then maybe open it up to question. If you have specific questions to me, please maybe after my talk, Amma can give around the microphone, and if you guys have questions, I would love to answer them to you. Amma gave already an introduction, but I just want to let you know that I'm a global head ambassador of events for the Polkadot network, the technology we will be speaking today about. And I am also Chief Operating Officer at MHIT. That's a IT service company here in Germany, in Berlin. And I have my background in international business, but also cybersecurity. I just lately finished my studies in Silicon Valley, where I have my Master's of Science in Information and Cybersecurity. So we have similar backgrounds here. It's great to see so many students from this department. And I hope I can inspire you a bit about on this topic and the talk I'm giving you today. You also have my contact information here in LinkedIn, as well as Twitter, if you guys are interested in getting in touch afterwards. Just a short overview of what we are going to talk about today. I would like to start with a very short introduction or history about the internet. Because the blockchain technology is an evolvement of the current internet. And actually the Web3 is the new movement. Currently we are in the Web2 world, the current internet, and blockchain is a very important part of the Web3, the so-called the next generation internet. So this is a quick intro, then we are talking about what blockchain actually is, what also Polkadot is, the main technology we will be talking about, and what problems Polkadot actually solves in the blockchain industry. To start with this slide, it just shows you a quick timeline. Before I actually start, I also want to say that these slides were actually also prepared by two employees from, people from the Polkadot network. Then Risa and Bill Laboon, they have given a talk already about Polkadot for beginners. So a lot of this content I took from their presentation because it was very wonderful how they prepared it. And just want to give them also credits for a lot of these slides, but it's open for the community, so we can, we are allowed to share this content as well. And that's also my mission, right? To always educate about Polkadot. That's what I'm doing here today. So the history of the internet. We have in 1972, the first email messaging actually happening. It was Ray Tomlinson wrote the basic email message, sent and read software. And in fact, actually Queen Elizabeth II also sent her first email in 1976. So just to give you a, put it into perspective when this actually started. In some years later, 1978, we then have the TCP and IP protocol that's known to you, transmission control protocol and the internet protocol, which created a new standard. Yeah, that allowed actually to make connections in the network, that computers can communicate with each other. A big innovation back then. And then between 1983 and 1990, we have ARPANET, a group that actually adopted TCP/IP and created a bigger standard. It was becoming the true network of networks. So they actually gave the birth to the internet, 1983 to 1990. That's when the internet was born. After that, it became more mainstream. Yeah, we have HTTP was defined. That's the protocol HTTPS also. This stands for the secure. And you see this nowadays when you type into your browser, any website, right? It's always on the HTTP or HTTPS. It should be better for a secure website. And then towards the late 90s, 1994, also, more companies actually joined the internet movement, softwares like Netscape got launched, Amazon in 1995, as well as then Google and Facebook, the big companies we know. Also today, they joined between 1997 to 2010. And I mean, nowadays, everyone uses the internet. We are hosting this conference here today, also through services on the internet. And it is widely used, but people now understand that a lot of this data that's in the internet or that you actually provide companies is not really owned by yourself, because a lot of these bigger companies, they have rights over your data because of the structure or the infrastructure of the internet. And that's something, I mean, this is nothing. The internet back then was designed with a good intention, but how it developed was not, let's say, the optimal way. And now people working on a new internet infrastructure, what we call the Web3. So and blockchain again is a part of it, to actually put the rights of your data back to the people. Yeah, giving the power back to the people. And just to show you also what laid the foundations of today's internet, actually what we just talked, we have the connected internet networks, TCP, IP, then HTTP. On top of this, you have specific tools, yeah, like a browser or an application, an email client, to actually use a user application. And that's how the structure works today. What is now a blockchain, right? This is the topic, and how is it connected to the internet? Just as it's described here, you can see a blockchain as a digital chain made of blocks of information hosted on a decentralized and distributed network of computers that cannot be altered. So this is very important to understand, that the information that's once written into the blockchain, so it's distributed on all these computers around the world, millions, right? So many computers, they all carry the same information, that you cannot easily change the information because it's on all servers or on all computers distributed. Instead of what you see here on the left side, a centralized network, where it's completely easy to actually manipulate information because you have only one point of attack. And on the right side, on a decentralized network, it's not easy to change something if it's distributed. To give a bit of a better example here, how a blockchain actually works, you can see different blocks, right? This is how the blockchain actually connects. And we see now here different, let's say, money transactions. We have 3 people on this block. They have specific accounts. And then one transaction happens. Yeah, we say Dan paid Kevin 5 million, Kevin paid Bill 2 million, and Bill paid Dan 1 million. This got subtracted from these accounts here, and you now see the new end accounts. If you now look to the second block or the next block that is created, let's say here that's the Bitcoin blockchain, you can see that the end account is exactly the new account of the new block. And this is how it continues. We have transactions happening. We have an end account 113, for example, and this is the new account 113 in this third block. And this continues and continues. And this just shows you that these blocks are always connected, and every transaction that has happened in one block gets also transferred to the next block. And that's how you can actually, that's how you cannot manipulate the information in there, because you would need to change, you would need to go back to the source of this transaction, and this is not possible. Yeah, here just another picture that you have all this information, these IDs in these blocks in a decentralized and distributed network, not like in, let's say, yeah, how Facebook is hosted, Google and so on. We have a centralized server environment here, and for blockchain-based on a blockchain-based infrastructure, we have a decentralized network. Let's have a look on an example how you could manipulate information, but this was what we only on a single database. Yeah, let's say the centralized database. There you could actually manipulate the transaction. Yeah, you have specific accounts here. Then a transactions happens, not 500K, but you want to say $1 million. $1 million was transferred. So you could easily actually change or update this transaction because this information is not carried over. And this is possible in a single database. So why is blockchain it's so important now? Because it actually provides you, or it can be seen as a distributed database where no information record from the past can be edited. And that's based on the example I just gave you, because each block entails the information from the previous block. So just a summary, why is blockchain useful? As you saw in this example again, users on the blockchain actually they agree on data that's created on, or that's written into the blockchain without knowing each other. Yeah, it's all based on math. So all the transactions, and if a transaction is confirmed, is based on math. So you don't need to know the other person actually, or the sender of this transaction. If the math problem is solved right, then the transaction will go through. I said this already, no one can actually change or edit the data that's written on the blockchain. And it's also virtually impossible to delete information from the blockchain. Yeah, you cannot actually stop it from running because it has a consensus, and the blocks are built in a specific cadence of time. And also very important, the user can own their data. So if also bigger hacks, for example, are happening on Google or on the Facebook account, you don't have currently the power to hold your data back because the company owns it or has more power over it. So if there are applications that are run on a blockchain, you as a user have more rights and power to actually protect your data, which is on the one side, of course, a bit effort for the user, but it also gives you back the power. What are some use cases about in blockchain use cases? There are a lot of use cases and actually exciting hackathons also going on. I actually had the pleasure to work with Ama last year in October at one hackathon where she came up with a great project that could be developed on the blockchain, which was actually to see the crime rate in Africa and actually have more information open and accessible for people. Yeah, and this is always the one advantage on the blockchain has, that information can be made possible accessible to people, because not a centralized entity actually owns it or can say, no, I'm not sharing this information. So one use case that's very I'm very passionate about is actually the data integrity use case, that you can use the blockchain as let's say a tool in cybersecurity, that when you put copies of data, let's say hashes, you can create a SHA-256, like a fingerprint of the actual data, and you write only these copies, these hashes into the blockchain. First of all, no one can read the original data, but you have a copy on the blockchain and you can see it as a let's say an archiving solution where you have where you can always verify if the data, the original data, has been manipulated or not. This sounds maybe a bit abstract now, but what I want to say is that the blockchain is a very powerful tool to also be connected to current systems. Yeah, that you can actually, you don't need to directly develop on the blockchain, because when you might notice when you want to develop on a blockchain, you need a specific development experience. There are different languages like Solidity, for example, to write smart contracts on Ethereum, and other languages. But you can actually have, with your current knowledge, you can make connections to blockchains through different APIs. And you can still use the power of blockchain to make data immutable. Yeah, so for the data integrity use case. So there are a lot more use cases. Yeah, we don't need to talk about all of them, but it makes a lot of sense in in cases where you actually want to where you have to prove let's say data to third parties. Yeah, where you want to actually have more proof or power about the data. And just to also put it into perspective where we actually stand in the blockchain development, we have here a timeline where you can see in 1982 was DigiCash from David Chom developed, which was the first digital currency actually that was used. It didn't have a big breakthrough, but it was still a very powerful technology. And then Hashcash was also developed, which was actually a technology that was very close to how Bitcoin actually works nowadays. In 2009, then the first Bitcoin block was validated, so the Bitcoin Genesis block, and Ethereum also launched in 2015. So 6 years later, with a lot of course, innovation already in the protocol itself. These are maybe also the two most well-known blockchains, public blockchains. And the interesting thing is also that in Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency also has the same name, right? It's called the Bitcoin as a coin, as well as on the Bitcoin blockchain. In Ethereum, we have the Ether coin that's actually hosted on that's running on the Ethereum blockchain. And then just lately, actually in 2019 and 2020, we have two protocols that were developed, Kusama as well as Polkadot, that can be seen as the new innovative technology in the blockchain space. And why can you say this? Because Polkadot actually solves a lot of problems or issues that current blockchains like Bitcoin or Ethereum just have, because they were not as far in the development, right? A technology always evolves because you get more feedback, more people use it, you find out which use cases are actually this technology is used for. And there were several problems in the industry. For example, that blockchains currently cannot really communicate with each other. Yeah, you have on the one side, you have the Bitcoin blockchain, then you have the Ethereum blockchain, then you have EOS blockchain, you have different blockchains, and they cannot communicate with each other. Yeah, so data that's on this one blockchain cannot be transferred. And this is actually something that should be there, right? Because it has a lot of advantages if these protocols can actually communicate. They also had a problem of scalability. You know currently that the Bitcoin blockchain only processes 7 transactions per second. Ethereum, I think it's around 15. And this is just, it's not very useful in a lot of use cases to use the blockchain, because you have to pay transaction costs, and you just don't have the high throughput to actually run transactions on the blockchain. Also, the security is not too good in this, in the legacy networks like Bitcoin or Ethereum. So some attacks can happen. 51% attacks, for example, where some miners try to actually take over a network, and this is also a problem that Polkadot actually faced or solved. Let's put it like this. And very interesting is also the governance, a point that is a tricky part, because putting governance on the blockchain means that you put trying to put a society on the blockchain, right, in a technical way. So you have to find a way how to actually communicate with people, and how to give them power to actually decide on or make decisions and be part of the network. So how do we solve these challenges is actually the question. And this is what Polkadot developed, or why Polkadot was developed, right? Polkadot is the foundational building block of the new web, as I described the new web, or the web 3.0. And it says here that we try to enable humans, enterprises, and governments to use a private and secure application, or to use private and secure applications that don't rely on trusting a third party. So again, it's like a if you host applications on a blockchain or on a decentralized network, you have more power over your data, because there is no central entity in between that actually can take on this power. And Polkadot is seen as a meta protocol, so you can say it's the blockchain of blockchains, because it has a very unique architecture. This looks something like this, where you have a meta protocol, and the Polkadot blockchain can be connected to other blockchains. So let's say the Bitcoin or the Ethereum blockchain can actually dock on Polkadot, and this now makes it possible to communicate. Yeah, so it's a very innovative, high innovation in this space, that you actually make it possible to let blockchains communicate with each other. You also then, of course, we worked on the scalability, that you have actually higher transaction or higher throughput on the chain. The governance model is very, very unique also on Polkadot, because with the dot token, you have a lot of possibilities to actually engage in the community, in decisions and other things. And also the Polkadot relay chain, that's the core chain, has a lot of, or has high security, which provides other blockchains a lot of advantages, because let's say you want to develop a blockchain and you want to take advantage of the security that's actually provided, you can dock onto the Polkadot chain, and then actually take advantage of, let's say, the benefits that Polkadot brings already. The very cool thing is also that Polkadot was written on a blockchain framework. It's called Substrate. So this is a technology that's provided by Parity Technologies, a company based here in Berlin with headquarters. And they actually provided a framework, a tool that helps you to develop a blockchain. So it has a lot of components in this framework that you can actually choose and then customize your own blockchain. And the cool thing is that Polkadot is also built with it. So Parity Technologies said, okay, we are building so many blockchains. Let's find out, let's say, a standard or framework. And that's what they actually provide now. And there are a lot of other chains, like parachains, that are built on this framework. And to make this also a bit, to show another picture here again, we have this core network, Polkadot network, and we have now bridges. Yeah, we can bridge to other blockchains that are out there already. So a bridge is like a connection, and then you also have a parachain. Let's say this is a chain, a side chain of the Polkadot network that can be built on Substrate, on this framework, or with other tools, but it makes a lot of sense to actually use Substrate, a blockchain framework, to build your blockchain. Yeah, so actually just to wrap this up, this is actually a cool comparison to say, what is the goal here, right, of using blockchain and the Web3? It's just like today, that we actually don't know, or users are not really aware of what
we actually, yeah, sorry, ma'am. The main hall, we just had a power outage, and then they are trying to sort it out, but we are still online, and we also have some participants online listening. Please, would you mind giving us about 3 to 5 minutes to come back online? The hall, the electrical supply for the hall where our students are well seated for the talk.
Ah,
We just
okay.
had a power outage. So
Okay.
just about 3 minutes time, we'll log back in.
All right, I'm waiting here. So I will stop. I will
Yeah,
pause, right?
we're very grateful, ma. We're grateful for that patience. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, no worries.
All right. Okay, while we're waiting for that communication to be and the physical communication and the audience to connect back to the Zoom, this technology is quite a new one, and we're very interested. We're very interested in trying to learn from you, man. So I would love to have more collaborations after now with our students, especially for those in final year, for 1 or 2 projects. I don't know if you're in the academy. I'm sorry, I'm sorry I didn't take out time to read through your bio data. So we would want to have a continual communication and continual communication and relationship, academic relationship with you.
This would be great. Yeah.
I'll talk to Joy. I'll talk to Joy for that, because from time to time we'll bother you. Yeah, we will bother you for some new.
It's not bothering.
Knowledge.
It's no. No, I'm glad to hear this. This is yeah, my mission also here, right? To inspire you about this technology and educate more. So if we want to have other meetings, further conversations about it, that would be great. Nice to see you also. Cool.
Oh, that would be great, man. Thank you very much. We're almost getting done with a disconnect. We're sorry for that embarrassment. We'll soon come online. And,
are there maybe some
I
questions
know we have
already?
a lot of participants online.
Are there maybe some questions already that
I
we
think
could
questions
answer?
will be. All right, I'll let them know so that they prepare their questions too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, Zoe, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, Amma.
Sorry about the disconnection. We had a little technical glitch. So I don't know if you are done with your presentation.
All good. I'm here. We're just, I don't know if you're back online or.
Hello, can you hear me? I can hear you. Hello, Zoe, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, as I was saying, I said we kind of lost you on the point because we had a technical issue. So I don't know how possible for you to, can you start somewhere so that we can follow along with you?
Should I
Okay, we didn't
continue
stop
now?
here. Maybe on the previous slide, that's where.
Okay. Yeah, let me continue here because I would just, is this fine? I would, yeah, wrap this presentation up also. So what I actually, first of all, glad, good that we are back online. I will just continue here on this slide to actually, yeah, give another example that the same as people nowadays use specific applications, right? WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. They are not really aware of what database these apps are using, right? And this is like the same, let's say, perspective that you can see at one point blockchain is used, and you have a lot of decentralized applications that are running on a blockchain, and you might not even know this. You as a user are not aware that this is now running on a blockchain. So this is just to put this more into perspective and to let you know that the time is there, you know, and it's very exciting to see that we are part of it and also currently can design this new phase of the internet. Just to give more of a, also how, let's say, the ecosystem on Polkadot is planned. Sorry, I just got a call here on the side. The ecosystem on Polkadot, how this can look like. It's we have a lot of use cases on the governmental side for consumers, but also for enterprises. Yeah, so Polkadot is this meta protocol that can be used for a lot of use cases, and it's more really focused on enterprise and to advance and support the government. Yeah, that's actually it from my side on this topic about Polkadot, specifically the technology and blockchain in general. If you're interested in, yeah, staying connected, first of all, I have my contact information on top, as well as if you're interested in getting involved into Polkadot, we have a global ambassador program, and I would love to welcome you to this program and to see people also in your area, maybe creating events and talking and educating about this technology. But maybe you're also, first of all, more interested in learning about it further. So we have a lot of information on the Polkadot website about the wiki. And I also hosted several fireside chats where I have interviewed a lot of people from Polkadot, the Web3 Foundation, and Parity to actually explain more about the technology and the uniqueness of it. So happy to share them with you. And yeah, thank you again. It was great to speak here, to see everyone. And I hope you guys found some interest. You guys found some interest in this topic. I'm happy to receive some questions. If there are questions from the audience or from online, please let me know. Okay, I see some questions here. Let's see. Hey Zoe, I'm following, here's a question from Paul from Australia. Hi Zoe, I'm following the lecture from Australia. Just a quick question. How could Polkadot handle the issue of security, assuming one of disconnected network experiences a breach? Yeah, this is a very good question. The question is further, is more about what kind of breach is actually possible. Yeah, and the parachains are, of course, developed that in a case that there is not much possibility to actually get hacked or to experience a breach. That's why, I mean, that's what the development, the technology development of Polkadot is more innovative than current legacy networks like Bitcoin or Ethereum, where attacks like 51% attacks can happen. With the governance model here, it's not possible that actually a majority of the network takes over the network. And this is then, of course, replicated to the parachains as well as to the relay chain in Polkadot. So we would need to analyze more what breach or let's say risk we can see, and then how we can actually work against it. But like a specific breach is not possible here. Okay, hope this answered your question, Paul. If you're interested in also reading more about the security aspect of Polkadot, would also recommend you the Polkadot Wiki on the Polkadot side, and you might learn some information there as well. Okay, not sure if there are more questions. Maybe from the audience. Okay, then, yeah, thank you again, everyone. And I would say wishing you a wonderful day and a lot of success and joy with the rest of the speakers in the whole conference.
Okay, Zoe, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Somebody said, can you give a recap for 5 minutes so they will get you more? Because they didn't understand the last section of your talk. So a recap will help us there.
Oh, I thought we are back online already. I just finished the talk.
Did you get me?
I only have 4 more minutes. I can wait so long, yeah?
Hello? Reduce the volume. Hello, Zoe.
Hello.
No, it's not from there. It's not from there. Hello, can you hear me, Zoe?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes, so we are saying you should kind of recap maybe 5 minutes so that we understand the summary of everything.
Okay, I can. I mean, I wrapped up, and I would need to leave now in 3 minutes. But what in the end I was saying that the goal is here actually that the technology, the Polkadot technology, as well as blockchain in general, will be at one point be used from you as an end user without even knowing or recognizing that this application is hosted on a blockchain. So we have these type of decentralized applications, right? That will run and are currently already developed, that run on blockchains. And at one point you will use a type of WhatsApp, maybe a new messaging app, and this is actually running on a blockchain network. And this, just to put it in perspective, that this will come very soon, and this is very exciting that we are currently part of this new movement. Yeah, the same as when the internet was actually developed, and now we actually redesign it. So yeah, this was actually the summary. And I also said, if you guys are interested in learning more about Polkadot, we have just check out the website Polkadot, and we have a lot of and feel free to contact me as well on LinkedIn, Twitter, via Discord, because we have a global ambassador program, yeah, where we always welcome new people from around the globe to actually educate, learn about the technology first, and then also host events and code together and experience together. So yeah, it's a very welcoming community. And if you're really interested in joining, let me know, and I would be happy to help you actually. I could answer some questions. I answered 1-2 questions already. Yeah, maybe there's something from the audience.
Okay, Zoe, can you hear me?
Hello, yeah.
Hello, yeah. Okay. I said, what are the technical skills one need to have to be a blockchain engineer? From here.
Please say again.
The technical skill one need to have to be a blockchain engineer.
What technical education? So I mean, computer science in general is very good background, right? To have yeah, computer science as a background, and then it's a lot of self-education, because there are not too many. I mean, there are programs out there, right? That people you can book a course, a blockchain course. But what helps is also really to join communities on their in their chats, and to just get to know the technology, yeah, and to play around with it a little bit, and maybe to become a validator on a network, or other you can get involved in other aspects, and then yeah, since the movement is very fresh, right? We are in a very exciting time, but it's not taught in school yet. Yeah, that's the point. So there's a lot of self-motivation and initiative needed to actually get to know or to learn how to develop, let's say, on the Ethereum blockchain. A coding skill that is actually very useful if you want to enter this the space is the Rust language, R-U-S-T, the development language. So this is something that would be very useful. And again, the Ethereum, to develop on Ethereum, there's specific languages like Solidity that was only developed for this blockchain.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we get the slide maybe, because we need to kind of go through it after the session. So we'll
Sure.
be happy.
Yeah. I will send them to you afterwards, Amma.
Okay. Thank you very much for the
Great.
awesome session. Happy to have you here, man.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with Are you with me? When you find it, you can let people know about it. No compromise. My data.
Type in the Zoom ID.
So this is ICTO.
Last one, capital T.
All right. Okay, this is number one progress. Number one. All right, thank you very much, DJ. Still increase the microphone. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that UBA Bank is here. You can use this opportunity with style, open an account with them, so that they will serve you better, open an account with them, please get this account, current account. And ladies and gentlemen, if you open an account with UBA Bank, you have 5 marks from my course. 5 marks.